security, producing the former NDC chairman for the region as the representative on the Council of State. Also coming up, government to reintroduce PTAs in senior high schools to help with deliberations and governance in second cycle schools after the last administration scrapped that after the introduction of free senior high school. And later on Eyewitness News, Walewale residents and their member of parliament unhappy with the Minister for the Interior's decision to impose a curfew on the township following recent violent clashes and death. Stay with 97.3 CTF for more on this and many other stories on Eyewitness News. And in business,
Government IMF yet to finalize talks on tax cut. We'll bring you a report highlighting what's at stake for Ghanaians.
That's in 50 minutes from the City Business Desk. Eyewitness News is live across Ghana on a number of affiliate stations, including in the Western region on Beach 105.5 FM in Takoradi, also in Bono region on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani, Ahavo region, Hammers 106.5 FM in Goso, Ashanti region in Kumasi on Focus 94.3 FM and Orange 107.9 FM. In Volta region in Tajavu on Revival 99.3 FM. In Northern region on Radio Bimbila 91.9 FM in Bimbila. In Upper East on Tanga 93.7 FM in Bolga Tanga. In Upper West on Tungsung 97.3 FM in Wa and Jirapa 96.1 FM also in Jirapa. We are live around the globe on citynewsroom.com. That's our website. We are also on YouTube. Look for City FM. We are also on Facebook and on Twitter, now known as X. Just look for City 97.3 FM. That's our handle. You can send us messages by sending your WhatsApp messages to 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. Alternatively, go on Twitter, now known as X, and send me messages using the hashtag Eyewitness News. My handle is at Umar Rusanda. You can send a message to at City973, at Umar Rusanda or at City973, and the world will hear what you think. This is Eyewitness News broadcasting from our studios in Accra. My name is Umar Rusanda. I'm here with Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. We start off with the Council of State elections. And that election was scheduled last week. 14 of Ghana's 16 regions produced representatives onto the Council of State, save the Northeast and the Ashanti regions. Tonight, we are learning that both regions have produced a rep. So chaos marred the just-ended Council of State elections at the Prempeh Assembly Hall in Kumasi, Ashanti region. One person was arrested this afternoon and was kept in custody following the disturbance outside the voting center. But we are told that over the next last few minutes, the delegates managed to produce a rep. Hafiz Tijani is our Middle Belt Bureau Chief. He's joined us on the line from Kumasi. Hafiz, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. Tell us about what transpired today and tell us who the winner is.
Okay, so also Bimpe, the former Ashanti Regional Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, won today's election with 49 votes, and his closest contender in the race, Nana Nkansa Yeboafo, also polled 35 votes. You know, the tension was arisen was because of these two personalities. So the New Patriotic Party, Nana Nkansa Yeboafo is aligned with the New Patriotic Party, while also being aligned with the National Democratic Congress. So both parties had some vested interest in this election, and that resulted in the disturbances we saw last week at the Regional Coordinating Council. Even today, when the venue was brought to the Prempeh Assembly Hall, where you had heavy police presence ensuring that there was law and order, the process was without disturbances, but this time outside of the voting area. Many of the party people who had come here, especially from the NDC and the MPP, were not given the chance to go into the main auditorium, the main auditorium where the voting was going on. So Nana Nkansa Yeboafo, he, like I said, aligned with the New Patriotic Party, and the MPP also wanted him to represent them as a candidate going into the Council of State to play the advisory role for the president. But the National Democratic Congress saying that this is one person who has openly declared his support for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the then candidate of the New Patriotic Party in the 2024 general election, and that he is not the right person to go in for this position as a Council of State representative in the Ashanti region. So that brought the hula baloo surrounding this process. And today, when Yao Obimpe was declared as the winner, you could see that the NDC supporters who were here were jubilating. Currently, as we speak, they have moved to the regional party, that is the NDC office in the Ashanti region, in a procession, and they have been jubilating. And you could see that they were so happy because this is what they wanted, and this has happened.
I see. So it was a clearly partisan election, and the candidates were only two, weren't they?
So there were 12 candidates, but these were the major candidates as far as the race was concerned. You had people who are also traditional leaders from other communities within the Ashanti region, but these were not so vibrant candidates. They were not the main candidates people were putting their eyes on. So Yao also been fair because of his background as the former regional chairman of the National Democratic Congress, was in the race, and he has that weight. And Nanankansa Ebuako, on the other hand, is a known supporter of the New Patriotic Party. He has been supporting the New Patriotic Party in their campaign activities.
Okay, so as that half is because when you gave the votes that were obtained, you only gave votes for the two candidates. It means that the others polled
exactly. So
they
one
polled
other
zero.
candidate, Daniel Anefi, had one vote, and the rest of the candidates did not get any votes.
Who were the kind of people who voted? I mean, the Electoral College, what was it made up of? And were they partisan persons who came to cast their votes? Did they announce who they were going to vote for ahead of time, or it was a very secret ballot where they produced the person at the end of the election?
So these are assembly members from all the 43 metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies within the Ashanti region. So 2 from each of the districts or MMDAs. So making 86 of the Electoral College, the total number of delegates who took part in this election. But one person did not make it up to votes today. So we had 85 people voting, 85 delegates voting for today's election. And the vote margin is split and went to the major candidates getting the majority of the votes. And then the one other candidate, Daniel Anefi, getting one vote, and the rest of the candidates did not get any vote.
And just repeat the votes for the two leading candidates again.
So Yao also Bimpe, he had 49 votes, and then Nana Nkansa Bwedu also had 35 votes.
Earlier
and then Daniel Anefi had 1 vote.
Earlier in the day, you reported that some NPP bigwigs, including former ministers, had come to the voting grounds to support. I don't know if they stayed through. Have they said anything about the defeat at the polls in this election?
Well, so after realizing that the election was going in one particular direction, you don't have the mood of people change, and you don't have people willing to speak to you. So earlier we had the former education minister, who is the member of parliament for the Busunchi constituency, Dr. Yao Osei-Ditun. He came here, and because of the strict nature of the security here today, the police were on top of issues, ensuring that there will be order to avert what happened in the previous election. So they were very serious about their security, and people without accreditation or without any business here were not allowed. So that was why the members of parliament and former ministers were not allowed access here. So they understood from the entrance, they left the scene and they didn't come back till after the process.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Hafiz.
Thank you.
That's Hafiz Tijani. He's our Middle Belt Bureau Chief, reporting for us the elections, as conducted, and the results for the Council of State representative for Ashanti region. And at the end of the vote, or at the end of the day, the former Ashanti regional chairman of the NDC won with 49 votes, while the NPP's Nkansa Bwedu Ayebuafo polled 35 votes. The third person, Daniel Anefi Yamwa, polled 1 vote. The rest of them had no votes. Total votes cast 85. 86 people were expected to vote. 1 person did not show up. So that is the outcome of the result from the Ashanti region. The election that was marred last week by violence, and even today there was chaos outside the voting area. Police had to detain at least 1 person. Now, while that was happening, last week, the votes in Northeast could not produce a candidate because there was a tie. So the EC scheduled the vote for today. What has happened, Hawa?
Nasanda, at the close of polls, Saka Abuba won with 7 votes out of 12, defeating Asabigi San Maluga Nasamu. The Northeast Director of the Electoral Commission, Yao Opoku, addressed the media shortly after today's elections.
There was a tie. 2 candidates had the same vote, and therefore there was a need to break the tie. Commission subsequently fixed today, 17th February 2025, for the purpose of breaking the tie. So the candidate in respect of Saka Abuba had 7 votes, and then Asabigi San Malunga Nasamu had 5 votes. To that effect, Saka Abuba was declared the winner. So Saka Abuba is now the regional representative to the Council of State as far as Northeast region is concerned.
That was the Northeast Regional Director of the Electoral Commission, Yao Opoku. Now, the committee established by the Ashanti Regional NPP to inquire into the party's poor performance in the December 7 elections has submitted its final report. Chaired by former Majority Leader Osechi Mensah-Bonsu, the committee engaged party executives, stakeholders, and civil society groups across all 47 constituencies over an 8-week investigation. Speaking to City News, Osechi Mensah-Bonsu expressed hope that the party leadership would implement the recommendations in the reports.
I'm very, very hopeful because the people out there who were, consulted, who were interviewed, are insistent that they want to see that their voices have been heard and that we want to carry through. The good thing is that they offered many, many suggestions as to the way forward for the party, and they said they want to see us do that. So you need to send the report to the various constituencies to let them, to assure them that after listening to them, they're going to implement their recommendations. Of course, you have to put all the recommendations in one basket. Some of them may perhaps conflict with one another and so on. So you need to do the sifting, and then it goes out there to them, and then we'll see the way forward. So they are eager to even receive the reports.
Osechi Mensah-Bonsu is a former MP for Swami and chairman of the committee tasked to investigate the poor performance of the NPP in the 2024 elections in the Ashanti region.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Oh, jump on now.
Go. Google me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same right. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. protector. And what they boss my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the gobe too small.
Go.
Joe Pana. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Hey, so as for you, every day you are just pressing your phone. Why? Are they paying you?
They are, Oma.
Eh?
The more I use my MTN, the more points I get. And I can use those points to get airtime, data, and even discounts at shops and restaurants.
Hey, so that is why all of you are always pressing your phones. And you won't tell us, so that we too we can enjoy some.
Oh, ma.
There's always more to enjoy with MTN Rewards. Just keep talking, testing, and browsing all day, every day to collect your points and use it to redeem amazing offers and discounted freebies right away. There's so much available for you. So dial *550# and get your reward today. Let's go everywhere you go.
Kweku, have you heard what they are doing on MTN?
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 City FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Accra. My name is Umaru Sandawad here with Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Let's take you to the northeast region now. The Walewale area has been put under a curfew by the Minister for the Interior, and this is due to recent deaths that were recorded, attacks and deaths that were recorded in the area. Now, we are told that the residents in the township are not particularly happy with the imposition of this curfew by the Ministry for the Interior. Let's speak to the Member of Parliament and understand the mood in town. The Honorable Dr. Kabiru Mahama is the NPP Member of Parliament for Walewale. He's joined us on the line. You're welcome to Eyewitness News, sir.
Thank you very much, Master, for having me.
Thank you. We are told that your constituents are not particularly happy with this curfew that was imposed. What do you know about it, sir?
Yeah, basically, let me say thank you again and then good evening to your listeners. The decision to impose curfew comes to the consequence as rather an unfortunate decision. Unfortunately, in the sense that it wasn't expected, much as we appreciate and understand the government's commitment to ensuring peace and stability for the people of Walewale and Ghana at large, especially travelers passing through the Walewale constituency. They did not expect that the government would rather take a very draconian approach that limits their freedom of movement, approach that put their businesses in jeopardy, an approach that basically make the people of Walewale the victims, the perpetrators, and rather than the victims of a situation that is persistent in the constituency. So they are not happy. I'm particularly not also happy, and I feel like government could have addressed this issue differently, or could have used different approaches to ensuring that travelers are safe, innocent loss of life or loss of innocent lives would be curtailed, and to ensuring that we have a lasting peace in Boku and in other places that we have the consequential effect of that underlying issue. So we are not happy, and I think that the decision was poorly made, and I've made the statement clearly, and I want to reiterate that it was poorly made because it did not involve comprehensive analysis. So we are now learning from the regional minister who said he advised against it, yet
the president and the minister for interior went ahead with the decision. I think it was also poorly made because prior to this decision, some MPs were consulted, and on the Facebook handles of the Minister for Defense and Interior, they stated their engagement with them. I was not engaged. Not even one single person called me to seek my view. Of course, the law do not support that they should call me, but where there is consensus, I would expect an extension of the olive branch to me as well as a member of parliament. I think that if government is minded to ensuring peace and security, I mean, half of the security that has descended in Walewale could have used to provide escort and patrol of the highway for people to go on with their business. Why will you extend, heavy enforcement from Tamale when we needed that enforcement just to ensure that people travel through Walewale safely? Thirdly, we expect that if curfew was a solution to the problem, they should have extended it to Zibila when the people of Walewale were preparing to go into their rooms. On the back of the curfew, the bus was attacked in Zibila. We are not hearing any curfew in Zibila. We are not hearing any curfew in Binduri. We are not hearing any curfew in Garo. Why would the people of Walewale then have a curfew? I understand that people say Boku is under curfew, and justifiable so. Boku can be under curfew because there are feudal factions fighting in Boku. In the case of Walewale, we don't have factions fighting. It is only some people who are exploiting the porous nature of the security in the area, and they are taking the law into their hands. Those miscreants could be identified, fished out, and dealt with. But you don't punish the whole people of Walewale collaterally because you feel like some people are living in Walewale and they are causing mayhem and chaos and maiming and killing people. That, unfortunately, is what the government has done, and we expected that the government should have done that. Be that is may, I entreat them to respect it, but the government must also take measures to review the measure.
Now, you have difficulties with this imposition. In the imposition, is it dusk to dawn or dawn to dusk? In which case, the latter would mean the curfew is during the day. Is the curfew during the day or is during the night? Is the curfew during the day or during the night?
Hello,
Doc. Can you hear me? Sorry, Doc. Can you hear me? Doc, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Great. I'm asking if the curfew is dusk to dawn, which means evening to morning, or dawn to dusk, which means morning to evening.
Yeah, it's evening to morning. It's 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
So what's wrong with that then? Because it makes sense that during the day people are allowed to go about their business, but during the night they are shut down, or it doesn't.
So what is then the essence of that? Is it just to punish them? None of the attacks has ever happened in the night. Not even one single attack has ever happened in the night. I mean, what a security approach will be that for you to let people to go and sleep? But mind you, some people are engaged in non-businesses. Women, young ladies engage in sales of, they sell food in the night. You are collapsing the business of these people. You get it? So if the essence is to protect lives, which I agree with government, the government has the responsibility of protecting lives. And they should. And who will support government to protect lives? Why don't you even impose it within the hours that you think that is a threat? None of the attacks, the reason for which the government has imposed this curfew, does not happen in the night. They all happen in the daytime. So why will you go and impose curfew on the people? You should go and sleep at night. So, I mean, there's no reasonable explanation would ever make this thing rational. You don't put, in the case of Boko, people are fighting in daytime, people are fighting in the night. So they are supposed to. In the case of Boko, people attack people in the night. They are supposed to be under curfew, if the government so decides. But in the case of Walewale, I mean, why would you say people should go home to sleep in the night? Is it just to punish them? I don't see the reason in that decision.
So you mentioned earlier that the regional minister said he did not advise for the curfew to be imposed. Where did he say this?
At the Chief Palace. You recall that at the Chief Palace, when the people had planned the demonstration to express their dissatisfaction with the decision by the government, the minister was called. And at the meeting, and I never had the details until the reporter for Asasi Radio was called, and I was on the line, and he explained that when the minister was called, this was what he said, and that he had a call from the president, to the extent that the president will call the regional minister to impose curfew. When the curfew was supposed to be buttoned up, the regional security council, the district security council should have been advising the need for you to impose curfew, not for you to go and impose curfew from the top. Even though the Public Order Act allows the Minister for Interior to do that, but you have to take advice from them.
Doc, I know Walewale and how important that route is. It is a major route to our northern neighbors. If you're going up to Burkina Faso or Bolga and all of that, you have to go through them. Does it then mean that there's no movement of vehicles through the township at night, or if you're an international traveler or intercity traveler, you are allowed to go through? It's only community members who are not allowed to go out.
What basically means is that if an area is under the state of emergency, there's going to be restriction within the period stated. There's going to be restriction of movement of people, goods, and services until such time that it's over. The military may decide, the security service may decide to say, okay, these are passengers traveling. We'll make sure that we'll escort them through the night. But what it means is that no one can move through Walewale through that period, unless, of course, they make exceptions for travelers to pass through in the night under the security escort.
Okay, what would be your alternative solution if this curfew is not the right solution? What do you think would have been the better solution?
I have actually advocated that half of the security that is in Walewale could be used to enforce, patrol, and escort. Half of them, not even all of those people who are in Walewale shooting and maiming people. Half of the people. That is one of the solutions I think we could use to address this issue. Again, I think that the government has to, and the security services have to enhance surveillance and intelligence gathering. We agree. I mean, people use the poor security to perpetrate this havoc, to kill innocent people. To kill innocent people have been killed in Walewale, innocent people have been killed in Zibla, innocent people have been killed in Biduri. That is not allowed. So when we enhance surveillance and intelligence, we can pick up those miscreants and then deal with them accordingly. That is another approach. But the most important thing is to address the underlying issue. The underlying issue in Boku, and that has to do with chieftaincy issue in Boku between two feuding ruling families. One belonging to the Kusasi family and one belonging to the Mampose family. This is the real cause of the issue, and if that is addressed, I'm sure it will have peace in the areas that are contingent to this matter.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, Doc. We also understand that you're part of the team that has gone to support the former vice president for that lecture. I don't know if you can just give us quick highlights of what he's been doing and what he's been about before you take leave of us.
Yeah, basically the vice president had invitation from the African Club of Harvard and the Harvard Business School to deliver a lecture on economic transformation in Africa, Ghana, a case study through digitalization. The vice president had the opportunity on Saturday to make a very brilliant speech addressing pertinent issue how under the tenure of the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, with him as a leader of the economic management team and the vice president of the republic, use digital technology to address everyday problem of the Ghanaian people. We touch on issues about property and then address systems, whilst technology was deployed to ensure that every square meter in Ghana now has a unique identifier by way of property address system. Every Ghanaian can now be uniquely identified. The vice president also highlighted the initiatives such as the Goals for Oil program, and he actually noted in response to a question by one of the students that his biggest regret is that he wished he had thought about the idea of Goals for Oil earlier in their tenure. Maybe it would have been able to address the problems we have, many of the problems, especially on those that made us to go to the IMF. And also, he also reiterated that currently the African Development Bank is actually asking us to back our currency with gold or other minerals. And that Gold for Oil program and the gold purchase program by the Bank of Ghana is one of such initiatives that he believes that it will help the country in the long run. Okay. So the vice president was basically speaking to these issues, the drone system and then the record system for hospital. So basically, that was what happened, and I think it was a very good lecture.
Okay.
It was admired by students from of various African descent.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir.
Thank you very much, Omar.
That's Honorable Dr. Kabiru Mahama. He